Hola clase, Senior Boyle here. Hey, today's Digital Monday. And what that means is you've found the right place to go, which means you didn't show up at Google Meet because there isn't anybody there. And you just clicked on the content, the assignment, or whatever it is that you have for Mondays. Okay, so every Monday is going to look like this, and you won't have a live class, but we want you to kind of still follow the schedule of your day. And that way you don't have anything to do when you get done unless some teacher gave you homework or something. So, anyway, today, Digital Monday, here we go. By the way, anybody know why this says 14:9 instead of 9:14? Well, it's because in Spanish, we're going to put the date first and then the month. So you don't get messed up. You're like, what is that thing? Okay, so there it is. Here's a little welcome message from me, and I'm basically saying, espero que tengas una buena experiencia con la lección y las actividades hoy, pero en el caso de que no, mándame un mensaje. Hope you have a good experience today, but just in case you don't, send me a message. This is always something that I'll have on these slides. So just to kind of remind you, hey, look, reach out to me if you're having a problem. And I do appreciate the students that have done that. They have sent me messages, and hopefully I helped them. So, okay, for today, para hoy, we're going to talk about what you guys did last Friday and how you did it. Give you a couple of things to do for Tuesday's class, which really it's only two things. One is an attendance thing, and the other I'll tell you about at the end of this video. Everything ought to take about 20 minutes total, including this video. That's not too bad. Okay, here's a quote for today. Una cita para hoy. El mundo necesita la gente que ame lo que hace. What does that mean? El mundo necesita la gente que ame lo que hace. Well, you're like, well, type that into Google Translate. You probably could, but you're not supposed to do that, right? Google Translate, illegal. All right, so el mundo is the world, and necesita is the verb to need. So the world needs, la gente is people. The world needs people. Que means that. Ame is the word amar. This is the verb to love. So the world needs people that love, and lo que is going to translate into the thing that or what. And hace is what the people do. Hace is the verb hacer. So the world needs people that love what they do. Hey, that's me because I love what I do. Woohoo! Anyway, next piece. All right, here are the results. First of all, let me just tell you on Friday, you guys did an amazing job, and I really mean that. So I'm really happy about watching those videos. You guys put your heart and soul into it. Some of them were kind of a little bit funny, very entertaining, and I really, really liked it. It was super fun to hear about you. It was an outstanding way for you to introduce yourself to me. Hey, we don't get to see each other, and I don't know you guys. So I really appreciated that, and you guys took it very seriously, and I am just like amazed. Awesome job, you guys. So um, here's something that you should know. I have 59 students in Spanish 3 in three different classes, and 38 people out of those 59 were successful at making a video. That's about 64%. Now that looks like, oh, that's a failing grade. Well, given the fact that it was the second day of school, everybody's getting used to stuff. There's a lot of changes. And I wasn't even there to help anybody. I think that's pretty good. And listen, if you were successful at making a video, you are awesome. If you didn't, you'll get a chance to do that today. So, what I'd like you to do today is work on that. Go back to Friday's lesson and watch that, make the video. You'll see that it's not that long. The videos were probably, most of them were like 15 seconds. And so, I'd like you to go back. Now, I think some people made an attempt, but were unsuccessful for some reason because I saw a whole bunch of like entries. It looked like somebody tried to put a video in, but there was no content. So, if you want to know if you were successful, go to the grade book, right? I think you can access that online. Your parents should have a way to get into that, or maybe even you do, and take a look at your grade for Spanish 3 and see what you got. If you don't have a grade, that means you haven't done it yet. So I don't have results for you. Okay. So, all right, let's keep going here. I've got a few tips after watching the videos. I got a few tips for you, and don't take this as me picking on you. I'm just trying to help us all improve a little bit. So, and the idea behind improvement is the goal is to communicate, not to be perfect. But I like to be perfect if I can. I like to do it the right way if I can. Now, sometimes I can't. Sometimes I make mistakes. Often I make mistakes. Even when I'm interpreting, I make mistakes. But people understand what I'm saying. And that's the main goal is, do people understand your message? You got a message, you got something to say, and do they understand? And if the answer is yes, they understand, then you've achieved what you want to achieve. Okay, let's keep going. We have some things that people said. So some people said, yo tengo 15. Does everyone understand what that means? Yes, but really what you should say is yo tengo 15 años. And that años, this is important. And careful with the pronunciation of años, because ano is an anus, and we don't want to have 15 anuses. We just want to have 15 years. So careful on años. All right, the next one is some people said, yo soy 15 años. You can't say this either, because I know in English we say I am 15 years or I am 18 years or whatever. But really, it's I am 15 years old. That doesn't translate into Spanish. So what you really got to say is make sure you say yo tengo, that's the number of the years that you are, 15 in this case, and then años. So yo tengo 15 años. I have 15 years, meaning I'm 15 years old. Some people said yo juego fútbol. Everybody understands that, right? I get that. I understand the message. But really, you should say yo juego al fútbol. Every time there's a sport or a game that you play and you use the verb jugar, you should say al before the name of the sport. That's just kind of a rule you always do, because the al means a plus l. So a is to play at. I play at this sport. I compete at this sport. And the el is el fútbol, meaning soccer, right? Okay, some people said el fútbol de americano. And I understand that. That's good. That's a good thing to say. But really, what you should say is el fútbol americano. Just get rid of the day. You don't need day there. Next one. Some people said me llamo es. And let's say Bob is your name. So me llamo es Bob. Really, yo me llamo es is difficult to understand in Spanish. It doesn't, it's that might interfere with your message. You might confuse people severely with this, but maybe not. Maybe you got to find some really interesting, smart person that can understand that. So, but you should say me llamo Bob. You could say yo me llamo Bob, me llamo Bob, or just plain old soy Bob. Okay, next one. Some people said mi hobby es baila, or mi hobby es bailo, or something else. Really, what you should say is you should use an infinitive verb after mi hobby es. You should say mi hobby es bailar. Bailar is to dance. But you could say dance as a noun, which, bailar is a verb, right? El baile is the art of dance. So mi hobby es el baile. My hobby is dance. So there's a couple ways to say that. Just don't conjugate the verb after s. What I mean by that is, don't change bailar to baila or bailo after you use the word es. Okay, next one is some people said yo soy un estudiante. Or if you're a girl, soy una estudiante. Now, I understand that. That's good. That's a good message. And you made your point. But really, in Spanish, you should not use the word un or una after ser. This verb soy is the verb ser when you're talking about a profession. For example, I'm a teacher. I should not say yo soy un profesor. I shouldn't do it. I should say yo soy profesor. You should say yo soy estudiante or just plain old soy estudiante. Now, in English, we say I am a teacher or I am a student, and that's why you probably threw in the un or the una. But really, with professions, don't put the word un or una. Now, there is a time when you would do that, and here's when you would use un or una. So the question, when would you use un or una with a profession? And you would use it if you used a description with that profession. For example, normally, yo soy estudiante. I am a student. But if you're a good student, you're describing what kind of student you are, and you would say, yo soy un buen estudiante. Or how about if you were a serious student? We're describing you as serious, so you'd say, I am a serious student, or yo soy un estudiante serio. All right, so anyway, only use un or una if you're describing what kind of student you are, or teacher, or fireman, or whatever that is. Okay, hey, let's get out of this for a second. Let me talk to you about something else. And that something else is this. You see this little icon here. I know it might be hard, but this icon on my board here, these are all the applications. No, I'm sorry, not applications, but these are like a bunch of extensions that I have. What I'd like you to do is experiment with something. Experiment and explore. Because I want to try to use an application, an extension, and I'm not sure you've ever used it before. Maybe you have. So spend a few minutes playing around with this and see what you come up with. The name of the application is Screencastify. Screencastify. Now I'm using Screencastify right now to record this video. And basically what Screencastify does is it records a video of whatever it is you have on your screen. And it allows you to narrate whatever it is you're presenting. You know, I've got a slideshow up here, or I could put a YouTube video on and I could make comments, right? You ever see these gamers? They get on and they put a game up on the screen and then they're talking about it or whatever. You can do that. So I can put any content on my screen I want and I can talk about it. So here is the idea. The idea is if you were to see a video, you could stop that video and you could make some comments. So I could go like this.
Muy buenos días amigas y amigos, mi nombre es Mateo, soy de Argentina y hoy les traigo un nuevo episodio de Easy Spanish. En el episodio de hoy voy a estar recomendándoles diversos canales de YouTube a los que yo considero que pueden...
Ok, muchas gracias por el video y espero oír el video muy pronto. Gracias.
pueden ayudarlos a incrementar aún más su aprendizaje. Al finalizar, si les gustó el video, denle like y si les gustó mucho el video, suscríbanse al canal y activen las notificaciones. Muy bien.
Ok, espero que me guste también, pero vamos a ver. Okay, so what I did was I just played a little bit of a video, I made a couple of comments, and I recorded both the video and me talking. I noticed that I was having a little trouble making this thing pause. So what I'd like you to do, go to the Chrome extensions or the Chrome Web Store for extensions and load the extension Screencastify. It's free. When you use Screencastify, use your school email account for Google And what it'll do is it'll automatically save any video you make in your Google Drive, the school Google Drive. And I'll tell you why I want you to do that tomorrow or the next day, but play around with that and see what happens. Hey, one last thing. In the Google Classroom for today, there is an exit ticket that looks like this. All I want you to do is fill it out. It's really super easy. I have 3 questions. What's your name? And it's last name, comma, first name. Okay. And that way I can sort easily. Click on which class you're in. And then tell me what the day, month, day, and year is. This is a little experiment. I already know what the program tells me when you fill it out. So if you fill this out like 2 weeks from now, it'll tell me, hey, this guy did this on such and such a date. So you have to do this today. You have to do this thing today. Okay, hey, you guys, awesome job, and I really appreciate your time and attention. Okay, have a great day.